Drama at the outset, indeed before the outset of the Pirelli National Superstock 1000 Championship in association with Black Horse. Pole setter Taylor Mackenzie failing the dreaded tyre pressure test, doubtless by about as much breath as I could pump into it with one blow of my lungs. And there's his disbelieving dad behind him, wondering what's going on. So he's got to start from the back, having set a pole position lap of 1:36.85, which gave him a substantial advantage over his second place man and his great rival for the championship, Richard Cooper. So that means that Chrissy Rouse there on the Morello Racing Kawasaki, starting from fourth, has a bit of clear track ahead of him, and you know that the barnstorming Geordie might well be keen to take advantage of that. Michael Rutter there, the team owner of the Batham's BMW squad, who's really enjoying himself in this new role as a kind of team manager, if you like, an advisor to young Taylor Mackenzie. Pats him on the back and tells him off he can go, because we now would appear to have the right tyre pressure on. Beautiful sunshine here in sunny Cheshire, and there's a slightly dismayed, mind you, he's a very cool character, is Michael Rutter. He's obviously taking this, well, I was going to say he's taking this very well, but those raised eyebrows and that slight roll of the eyes indicate he's not particularly impressed.
No.
So the standings in this championship at the moment, a 35.5 advantage for Richard Cooper over Taylor Mackenzie. Lee Jackson, who's come on very strongly in the second half of the season for FS Racing Kawasaki, is now into third place. Alex Oulton, of course, has taken his leave and is taking full advantage of his opportunity in BSB with Smith's Racing BMW. Tom Neve, the Lincolnshire lad, is in fifth place for Honda Racing, ahead of Scotsman Lewis Rollo in sixth. And behind them, incidentally, Chrissy Rouse on 96.5 is seventh, ahead of Emily Larty, the Finn, Luke Hedger, Levi Day, the Australian, in 10th place. Taylor Mackenzie then no longer on pole position. Richard Cooper will be the furthest forward for Build Bay Suzuki, ahead of Lee Jackson, FS3 Racing Kawasaki. Chrissy Rouse from Morello Racing Kawasaki on row 2, alongside number 12, Luke Hedger on the CBD Kawasaki. And then Tom Neve riding for Honda UK, very much a local boy to them, of course, being a farmer in Lincolnshire. A good qualifying for George Stanley from Stapleton in the Midlands on the BWSR Hawk Racing Suzuki, ahead of number 55 Leon G-Cock on the George E. Davies Racing Suzuki. And then Levi Day, number 26, in 9th place for IN Competition on the Aprilia, ahead of Lewis Rollo, his teammate, Joe Collier and Tom Ward. And it's wonderful how in our comedy vision you can hear the deep-throated rumble of these motorcycles. 47 potentially on pole position then is the championship leader, Richard Cooper. Cooper, remember, a couple of years ago lost this title by just 10 points to Danny Buchan in a dramatic season-long face-off. Here he goes then, clear track ahead of him. Can he make the start he wants on the Build Bay Suzuki? Of course he can. Pint size. Look, did you see how Chrissy Rouse unleashed the win, brother? But finishes a game 18th ahead of Milo Ward and Aaron Clark. Championship standings will look intriguing, because obviously Richard Cooper will have extended his lead, but there's going to be one or two changes amongst the top guys. Cooper and Mackenzie now separated by a rather hefty 50.5 points. Lee Jackson in third place, very safe third place now, but Alex Oulton still there due to his impressive early season results in fourth. Lewis Rollo does hang on to fifth place, but Chrissy Rouse hops past Tom Neve onto 109.5 points and moves into the top 6. Luke Hedger is now top 8, ahead of Larty and Levi Day. It's amazing how many different nationalities there are in this series. Andrew Reid, sadly absent with a broken ankle. We wish him all the best. And Billy McConnell, who a broken collarbone. Billy, we hope you get better soon as well. Ahead of Tom Ward, Ben Godfrey, Tim Neve, 15th, 16th for Joe Collier, Luke Jones, Leon Geacock, Jordan Weaving and Barry Teasdale. Really impressive names all the way down to 20th place. So a very cool Richard Cooper. Cooperman says that training, there's Luke Hedger, very pleased with that. Well, how colourful there, the psychedelic outfit there for Bushy Hedger as he gets congratulated for that terrific ride through into third place. Race winner Richard Cooper and second place Lee Jackson. Richard Cooper, who's is a veteran now, he's been racing for 20 years, but he says that training with Kyle Ryde and Lee Jackson is what keeps him young, because they're kids in their early 20s, and he says, you know, you've got to stay fit to keep up with them. Well, he's certainly doing that, because he's now got a 50-point advantage. And there's Nigel Snook there, the FS3 boss.
Selector off in the gearbox.
So he's having a quick word with Richard Cooper. Cooper, of course, is desperately keen to win a championship for Suzuki, because he says this GSX-R 1000 is a great bike. It's just missed out on the championship over the last 2 seasons, once with him on board. And he feels that it's about time. And of course, last season with Billy McConnell on board, each time by 10 points. So he feels that the Suzuki is really due a championship, and his aim is to bring that championship to Suzuki. And there's Kyle Ryde there on the left, the GP2 champion-elect and training partner to Richard Cooper, congratulating him on that victory.
Where's the Studwick?
They are in the victory circle, ladies and gents, and the main pits being pulled probably on the front of all sport races, just at the back of the victory circle. So I think we are ready to go with the podium presentation.
Richard Cooper, of course, was champion Metzler, it was then, Metzler National